Did that actually work?
I think it worked.
Craig. I hear Craig.
Holy shnikes. Well, hello everybody. We didn't have really a good cold intro or anything, but I'm stuck hosting tonight. It's been a while, so I'm going to start out. It is September 12th, 2024.
33010.
Okay, I was going to be quiet until you guys said something, so it could have been a lot of silence after that if you guys didn't save me. This is the 251st/276 episode of the Loose Screws podcast, the loosest and screwiest of all Elite Dangerous podcasts in the entire galaxy. And that's how I pronounce my syllables. I emphasis different things. And I am joined tonight with two commanders. One is Commander Bloomingwind.
Hello.
And the other one is Commander Oblivious.
Yes, I am.
And I guess we'll do the usual quick intros. This is hopefully going to be a quick show tonight, though what you started telling me before we started means that we could have more to talk about than I thought. But let's go with reverse alphabetical order and Oblivious. How have you been, buddy?
Oh, good. It's been a while. I missed a couple of the podcasts. My daughter was in town last week during the anniversary show. Sorry I missed it, but hey, girl dead stuff comes first. Went to see the movie Alien Romulus. That's just one jump scare start to finish.
Sweet.
But it's still pretty good. It will give you a different view of the earlier movies, make you think about them a little bit differently. And once you go through that, it's kind of time to be in between the Alien movie and the Aliens movie, if that's not confusing enough. And let's see, what else? My wife, for the first time since COVID, went back to Dragon Con. She's been volunteering there for years and years, and of course didn't go for Dragon Con. This is the first time she was back. She had a really good time, but the only thing that she brought home to me was the con crud. So I'm just getting over that. I apologize if I coughed during the podcast.
Con crud. There's a lot of crud going around, actually. That's my household has battled this in the last couple of days. I've been kind of miserable myself. So if my voice gives out, who are we kidding? My voice never gives out. But I've been rough. Yesterday, I actually stayed home from work, and all I wanted to do is sleep. So I was back on my feet today. But it wasn't Con Crud. Now, what is Dragon Con?
Dragon Con, that's one of the shows that it focuses on the artists behind character drawings for superheroes. It also had a big tie-in to The Walking Dead, which was big around here because they did a lot of the shooting for The Walking Dead about 10 minutes from my house, at least for the first 2 or 3 years they did that.
Okay.
So artists and writers, vanity. Drawing a blank on the word, but
anime.
Well, that's why it's starting to move too. That she did say that she did not recognize a lot of the characters this year in years past, and that's largely because it is now more video game type characters and anime type characters. But the other interesting thing about Dragon Con, it always is on the same weekend as the first college football game that's played in downtown Atlanta at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Mm-hmm. So I did go to a few of them several years ago when they first started doing it. And what I did, the most fascinating part of that was watching the interaction between college football fans who had no idea what was going on, and they're watching these aged men in Batman and Spider-Man costumes that had no business being in Batman and Spider-Man costumes wandering around downtown. So
yeah, so it's basically like a Comic-Con type situation.
yeah,
Okay.
with the Dragon Town name.
Okay.
Yep.
We just had one in Duluth here, and it was TeebCon, they called it. I don't remember what that stands for, but it was a Comic-Con. They were calling it a pop culture, and well, it was focused on tabletop games, but also pop culture. So everybody just took it as a Comic-Con at that point. So everybody was dressed up in their, different, superhero costumes.
Yep.
Any cosplay you wanted to do was fair game, and people had fun with it. Me and my kid, cosplay. We take any excuse to cosplay because I don't know. My kid loves cosplaying, and I support anything she does. And hell, I'll dress up, however the hell she tells me to dress up, and because I cannot be embarrassed, so it's fun. So, what about you, Bloom? What's new in your world?
Oh, Mrs. Bloomington just got back from out of town. She was down in Chattanooga. Rocco, our other dog, the reason for Brick only having one eye, got an abrasion on his forehead, and I had to take him to the vet today. And so my Thursdays are like my light day. And so in the morning, I'm doing paperwork. In the afternoon, I'm doing paperwork, but I'm also babysitting the fellows when they have their fellows clinic. And so I call the vet up and I'm like, listen, I got to get Rocco in. He's got this abrasion. It's not getting better. It's kind of getting worse. And they're like, okay, how's 9:00? I'm like, perfect. And then they're like, we just gave that appointment away. How's 2? Like, I'm really busy. And they know me. And it's like, can I please come in this morning? How's 2? I'm like, I got better. They're like, who? And I'm like, okay, fine. So I had to find coverage for all of that. And then, but anyway, so he has this abrasion. He's now wearing the cone of shame. He's on antibiotics, but he's going to be A-okay. And then my son had a run-in with his school today. So today is senior picture day. So they all go out to the field and they all lie down in the field in the form of 2025 because they're class of 2025. And so his entire class decided they were going to wear their school issued class of 2025 t-shirts. And there was are we going to get in trouble? Should we be wearing our uniform? Should we pack our uniforms? And my son, being the ringleader, is like, no, we're all going to wear our t-shirts. And if anything happens, what are they going to do? Give all 80 of us detention? Are they going to give all 80 of us? It's like all they can do is be very, very cross with us. And so they all go. Almost none of them brought a spare uniform top or anything like that. And the dean for the senior class is like, I'm very, very cross with you. Blah, blah, blah. And my son was like, listen, here's the deal. This is the first time we've been united on anything. You should be proud of us. And so if you're gonna give us detention, give us all detention. And they're like, nah, we're just gonna slap you on the wrist. Don't do it again. And he's like, when are we gonna do this again? There's no other senior picture day. So he was kind of like, check game, set, and match,
All I took from that whole story is you used the term cross multiple times, and I haven't heard that one used in quite a while.
I read a lot of Beatrix Potter to my children, so
that makes perfect sense. Gotcha. Okay. What about in-game for either of you?
Oblivious first.
Well, let's see. Just a lot of bouncing back and forth between BGS work and running out to Raijin, fighting different AX systems that are under control and grabbing mats along the way. That's been a lot of fun. And also working on FA off, continuing to work on that. I'm getting a little frustrated. I'm doing okay, doing much better when I've got something aggroed on me, and of course it's coming after me. It's easy for me to get an orbit going and halfway decent job at maintaining a good distance. But if there's something else going on, I'm doing it in a NPC conflict, or there's other NPCs in the AX conflict zone that I'm in that's aggroing it. I'm having trouble with FA off, closing and holding closing distance. So still working on that, but it's getting better every day.
It comes. It's learning the small actions get big results. It's all learning subtleties and stuff, and a lot of times you don't have to do like anything. Just it comes. It gets better every day, and then soon you'll be doing things where you're like, wow, you're like patting yourself on the back because you can't believe you just did that when it used to be so freaking hard. So yeah, just keep working on it.
Now, do you use a HOTAS, Oblivious?
Yeah,
Yeah.
stick and stick.
Yeah,
What
I don't
sticks
think
are
you
you
can-
using?
The VKBs.
Okay, nice. You're a gladiator guy also. Good for you. I see the VKBs, and then they're always talking about lubing those things every now and then, and I'm like, I love my Verpals. I don't have to lube shit, so it's all good. So, but why were you asking if he was stick and stick, Blue?
No, because I haven't done the I haven't really tried to do much with flight assist off because I'm still a gamepad person. So until I can get a cockpit setup, HOTAS setup, I mean, it's just like I don't know if you can actually do it, do FA off.
Well, I think Dax does it
with a gamepad.
I think Dax does it with a gamepad.
And it's just additional challenges.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know how people can play on a gamepad. I mean, I've played, on my Steam Deck a little bit, and that's basically playing on a gamepad, but there's just not enough buttons. I'm used to my setup, so there's just not enough. I mean, just going, simply, when I've seen people talking about, their lateral thrusters and vertical thrusters and whatever, yaw, pitch, roll, all that, getting all of that tied in. And there's, it's hard enough just getting those buttons. And then if you're trying to do all of that, as well as, all of your hats, managing pips, everything, I can't even imagine.
Cognitive overload.
Yeah, there's no way. I mean, I have hotkeys for, everything all within touch. I don't need any modifiers. I don't need anything. I've got my whole camera suite is attached to hats and thumbsticks and stuff. I've got, I am very, very, very spoiled when it comes to the number of buttons and stuff I've got to play with. So in stick and stick, I still say it is the absolute best way to play this game. But
no, I'm sure it is. I've just not really had the opportunity to, do the setup to switch over. But
you've just come from PC or console, so you're still just learning the whole PC side of things.
Exactly, and my PC is attached to my TV set. Like I don't have like a separate office where I have it. Once my son goes to college, I have my eye on hit the kids' study.
You've already staked claim to it.
Yeah.
No sewing room for your wife?
Well, I mean, she has her own office because she works from home, so she has an office.
Gotcha.
So she doesn't need a sewing room. I mean, I won't let it become the wrapping paper room. So when we were looking at houses before we moved into our home, there was this house that had a literal wrapping paper room. It was the most bizarre house because it was started out as a ranch, but it was like added on and added on and added on, and it was like it was ridiculous because it had like 3 or 4 separate additions and there was no flow to it. And the owner's daughter lived all the way at one side of the house away from the rest of the family because the family was crazy. We knew them. But yeah, we're like, yeah, we know why you're on the other side of the house. Your parents are crazy. So anyway.
Everybody's a touch crazy.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I've been doing like BGS and really that's about it this week. I'm going to be doing some of the mat collecting opportunities with AX Combat because I've just been itching to do a little bit more of that. And now that there's some places to go this week, I'm going to definitely do that probably tonight after we sign off.
Outstanding. That's right. You're the night crew. And you live in Nashville?
I live in Nashville.
I'm going to be down there from the 7th till the 11th or something like that for work. So
I'm around.
Yeah, we'll have to. I don't know what my schedule looks like or anything at this point. I earned an
Is it like a
invite to
conference?
something. Yeah, well, it's a training thing that you have to. I started this new job a few months ago, and usually after you're there 6 to 9 months, you get an invite. But I've got a little bit of an accelerated schedule, you know me. So I got an invite already to go to this. I'm a little nervous about it because usually you're more seasoned when you go to this more advanced training stuff. But I'm kind of excited that they invited me. So I don't have any details yet, but I should have some here in the next week or so. And I'm hoping I've got some free time, and if we can get together to have a drink or something, we'll call it the official ScrewCon.
Yeah.
Screw the rest of these clowns.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm pretty much free of the whole week. So
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll touch base on that once I know a little bit more about what's going on. It might be kind of a last minute thing. I might not know until I actually get in town and see what the kind of schedule they have for us, because sometimes they'll do shit well into the evening with this company. So I don't know for sure yet, but we'll figure it out.
Do you know where they're putting you up?
I don't even know that yet. I got the invite last a week ago yesterday, and they said they would have details for me by the middle of September. So that's within the next week. I should have a bunch of details coming in. Where my rental car will be and all that crap. But I'll let you know. I'm kind of excited. I've only driven through Nashville. I've never actually even gotten out of the car in that city, so it'll be fun to check it out a little bit.
I don't know for sure. Yeah, we'll make it a time.
Perfect. Me personally, I've been doing some plant gunning, because you got to catch them all. And that's all I've really done in Elite. Real life, just busy. My kid's going into her senior year too. So, all that, senior pictures were a couple weeks ago, and, all the prep stuff. And then, she's in band. So she was being Ron Burgundy tonight, jazz flute night. That's why we're recording late. People are going to listen to this tomorrow. I'll have no idea that we recorded late, but we recorded late, and that's why there's only 3 of us. So, but we decided just to slap a show together as quickly as possible. So we put something out here, because otherwise, if we didn't put out a show and us joking last week that it was our last show, some people might have believed us. So I had to put something out, right?
We would not want to disappoint both of our listeners.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. So I guess what comes after this? Squadron update.
Squadron update.
All right, Squadron update. Take it away.
Alrighty. So the most exciting news that we have is we're fighting for control of a new system called Soma. It's in Grom space, so we're going to probably be ticking off the Gromunists. We'll see how much resistance we get in that one. And don't we have like the Soviet national anthem up for the background for this? Anyway,
that would be
maybe
good.
Next week.
Yep.
That would be great. We have a bunch of other wars and elections and a bunch of our minor holdings. A lot of our minor holdings have been ones where we have about 15% influence, and so does everybody else. And with all of the mats rush, people are doing BGS missions to get mats. So it's kind of been bouncing around and chaotic in a bunch of systems. So we have about 5 or 6 other wars or elections, but nothing nefarious or sinister as far as we know. And then we're expanding back into Calarum from 7 Andromeda. We just left Hellscape, and now we're back.
Oh no!
Oh yes. So
Totally on
we didn't do it on
accident, I
purpose.
presume. Yeah.
We did not do it on purpose, but it just.
This isn't going to cause like some people to get upset about anything and cause issues for you guys again, is it?
It shouldn't. It really shouldn't,
Okay.
because they want nothing to do with it either at this point.
Okay. Well, should is a dangerous word. It's always. Yeah, you never know. So
You never know.
Hopefully everything goes.
I'm
smoothly.
cautiously optimistic that it'll be fine. So, especially if we pretend we're not there. So,
okay.
It was just, we have 6 and 7 Andromeda are bubbling over, and I'm just letting them bubble over until we have something better to do, and not worry about it. So,
really, right now, isn't everybody just kind of holding on to the new power play because we're about a month out probably?
Yeah, they pushed it to October.
So then most of the rules are going to change anyway. At least the landscape will change.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that the only people that we've ever dealt with that really seem to care about our movements are the Ontal people, because we're a completely incompatible government for Ontal power play. Time we've ever expanded into an Ontal system, I'd get a message, "Hey guys, what are you doing?" And we're like, "Just filling a hole." And they're like, "Okay, just checking." And they're great folks. They're absolutely great folks, but they're watching. And then everyone else doesn't seem to be as worked up about us, either because we're compatible with them, or with regard to Hudson space, we avoid them like the plague and do everything in our power not to go anywhere near them more than we already do. So.
Well, I mean, when the new power play launches, though, there's going to be, a flurry of action, people checking out what it's about, but there's going to be a lot of experimenting and stuff too to see how certain things affect different things when this launches. Unless FDev, puts out some rules on how all this works, I don't see them doing that. So it's going to be a lot of guesswork, and I think that things are going to be pretty chaotic for probably a few months.
Oh yeah. Looking forward to it.
And they were talking about that on Lave, where they were kind of grumbling. I think it was probably about 2 weeks ago, about the fact that they kind of showed all of the shinies, and these are the paint jobs, and these are the new battle stations, or whatever the heck they call them, strongholds. And they were like all excited about the set pieces and the graphics and all this stuff, but they never kind of really said, and this is kind of how it's going to work exactly. So, like, kind of in that really granular sense. And they definitely haven't rolled out who all the power players are. And I'm hoping that there's going to be a few new ones, and not just simply cut Hudson, replace with Archer, cut Spider Lady, paste Spider Lady's niece. Those kind of things. But I'm hoping they just kind of add it.
I mean, that's my biggest fear of this, power play overhaul. That's what they've called it, right? An overhaul, or is a rework? I mean, I suppose it's all semantics. But PowerPoint 2.0 or whatever. But my fear is that it is just going to be a fresh coat of paint on stuff, where it's going to be graphical and some, minor little changes. I would prefer if it was just a massive overhaul, though.
You got to think it is. I mean, because there's so much you can take and leverage from the Thargoid war mechanics that can be applied to this. So there's got to be a change to the mechanics. It just can't be just a cosmetic rework. I'm hoping. I'm being optimistic.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like it's a separate branch of the Thargoid.
Oh, Jesus. Don't know. God damn it. Why? Why? This is where Trax just ends our episode. He's like, I don't bring up branches and trees.
Yeah, I put that out especially for him because he wasn't here tonight.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I'm still, I hate to say it, guys. I think that you guys are overly optimistic that they're going to actually use Thargoid mechanics for this. Well, the way that they do systems, but I can see why everybody thinks that, because that would be logical, but they don't usually do things logically.
Surround logic and stomp it to death.
Exactly. But I guess, does that segue nicely into the other news that came out today?
Yeah,
okay.
Let's start with a Thargoid war update and then go to Galnet.
Okay. It's in your very capable hands.
All right. So Raijin is still the system that that AX has been concentrating on the most, and after the tick, control systems are down to 77. 2 new alerts popped up and 5 new invasions. At the current pace, they're thinking about 7 weeks before the Titan becomes vulnerable.
Jesus.
Okay. Now, a couple of days ago, on the 10th, we bring that up. There was a Galnet article that came out, Pilots Federation alert, Aden Tanner, was basically saying, okay, we can pat ourselves on the back for how the war's gone so far, but don't get cocky. We suspect there's going to be some type of counterstrike. We're watching for counterstrike, blah, blah, blah. And we all thought, okay, we'll get to Thargs Thursday and see something happen. And we didn't see anything happen after the tick. Been watching all day. Not much was going on, but just now, an hour and a half ago, Galnet News Digest folks put something out that they attributed to some information that came from Commander Mad Dog, 2 G's in that spelling, where there is megaship movement. So the 3 powers, each, let's see, Aegis has got the rescue ship Cornwallis. Sirius has got Spirit of Leaps, and Azimuth has got Musashi, and that one is a megaship moving to 11 light years outside of Shindez. That's all. Suspicious. That's not suspicious at all. So it's going to V886 Cassiopeia, I think is where it's moving to right now. And the way it's stated is they're prepping to move. And so they have not moved. I've gone to the system and looked for them. They have not appeared yet. It says they're prepping to move. I guess they're going to show up there tomorrow. So you're pulling ships back and parking them outside the Pilots Federation headquarters. What happens next?
Oh. Oh.
Well, what happens next is is that Jameson Memorial is going to be up in flames. That's what's going to be next.
There's enough gankers around there to take care of that. They're going to gank the Goids. It's fine.
The Goids.
Hopefully.
So that okay. That's interesting. Okay. So that they're pulling back around Jameson to protect it after they'd said how the Thargoids can just jump to wherever they want, whenever they want, essentially. So how do they know they're going there? What did I miss?
Yeah, is because V886 Cassiopeia, that doesn't have Jameson in it, does it?
No. It's V886 Centauri is 11 light years from Shindez.
So you're right.
Yeah, they have a starport, an outpost, and a surface port.
And it's packed with fleet carriers too.
Yep. 131 fleet carriers.
See, I was really hoping that when we got the thing, expect the unexpected, that all of a sudden we were going to get like a new Thargoid variant or some new ability from the Thargoids or, something crazy was going to happen. I don't know what this represents. I mean, like when the Stargoids were coming in and we didn't know that they were going to be Titans and, there was all that build up and excitement. This was just, we get to expect the unexpected. And all of a sudden all the, megaships are moving near Jameson is interesting. But I also
want to know how Commander Mad Dog knows this. I didn't have time to do it. I wanted to go out to the megaship or more importantly, the rescue ship and see is there some type of announcement when you're there that said, like when you've got a fleet carrier, that it's about to jump or something like that. How does he know they're moving? How did he find them? Because they're 3 different. I checked them on the map. They're outside of 3 different Titans, so it's not like he could just be jumping around checking everything. Well, maybe he could, but how did he know?
I don't know. This Commander Mad Dog, MADOGG. You said
it's Mad Dog, and the dog is double G.
Oh, yeah. I have no idea. I'm trying to. I don't. Is he? I wish like Lark was here because he follows all the streamers and stuff. Is this like a common streamer?
Yeah, don't know.
He's not one I've heard of.
An influential streamer? Yeah, I don't know either. That's why somebody other than us, we might be the wrong three guys to have here
exactly on that
try to
one.
talk about this because this definitely I have no idea why he would have this information, how it breaks, but if Galnet News update has it, if Waterspoon has it, I don't know. There's some inside information there probably, and I don't know what to do with it. So I guess we wake up tomorrow and find out.
We'll find out.
I mean, I think the easiest thing is to assume that there's insider information. I know that there's ways to track megaship movements because there was a whole Aegis tour. Remember there was like some sort of PR debacle at one point before I started playing this game where a whole bunch of people were going to go on a Aegis megaship and then the megaship dumped them off in the middle of nowhere and they all died and like everybody was really angry and I maybe not remembering the whole story correct, but it was something to that effect. And I'm sure somebody will be correcting me tomorrow in the Discord because I don't remember some nuance of the whole thing, but I just remember everyone was like really mad at Aegis.
Yeah, I'm vaguely remembering that too. And see, that's one of my weak spots in this game. I hear these little lore stories here and there and things that happen, and once players start bitching a whole lot, I kind of tune out a little bit.
Yeah.
And I play this game just to fly my spaceship and have fun once in a while. I don't try not to get too deep into that stuff, but I do remember something vaguely about that. I wish we had more details, but I don't know. All I'll say is, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens tomorrow. I've got a long day tomorrow, so I'm not going to be able to see any of it.
I did see here at the end they're talking about Operation Witch Hunt. I think that's the Anti-Azimuth coalition that's been out there, and the Musashi is part of that. So they're talking about the witch hunt is going to take advantage of the Musashi pulling out of Shiwangda to weaken its grip on Azimuth Biotech on that system. So Musashi may not have a system to go back to afterwards, if that ties in.
I mean, how do these megaships work? I mean, I know FDev can move them however they like. I mean, it shouldn't matter who controls the system if they move it.
It looks like it's on the public message board. I don't know what system. Yeah, they're in Musashi. And it shows the itinerary, and it shows that they're going to be moving to V886 Centauri on the 19th. So that's next week. It's going to move to,
on the 19th. Okay.
Yeah. It looks like the last time it moved was July 13th of 3309 and now its itinerary is to go to V blah 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 on 9/19/30. Well, 19/9/33/10. If I'm reading this right. This is show prep. We do it while we're doing the show.
Right.
Keeps us on our toes.
Yeah. So
interesting. In our defense, this is breaking news. So
yeah.
Yeah, it is. When did this spread? You posted this just like an hour ago. Wow. Yeah, hour and a half ago.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I'll have to watch that after the show, and then I'll be like, "Oh man, I'm an idiot. That's not what they meant at all." And then we'll figure it out. But hey, we have to be excited that they're constantly doing stuff. I mean, we talked last week about the dark days, and that wasn't even like when Odyssey launch. That was bad. That was just a botched launch and stuff. But it was like a year before that where there was just nothing going on. There were no Galnet reports. There was nothing. And, everybody was complaining about everything because they weren't doing anything. And then all of a sudden, all the Odyssey news started coming out and stuff, and people started getting excited again. And then they screwed up the Odyssey launch, so then everybody was mad. And then, but now at least it's been consistent, new stuff they're added and things to get people excited. And if they keep doing this and we see the Steam chart numbers keep climbing, hopefully, brings back, old players and gets new players into the game.
Yeah.
Dead game. Dead game.
Dead game.
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys have anything else? Any community news? The only thing I've got on the community news side is, well, there was a Buckyball race, and I think there's going to be another Buckyball race, and Alec Turner. I'll just say those things.
Yeah, this Buckyball is Sidekick's Buckyball, and it's set to kick off on the 20th.
Okay.
So I'm assuming it's going to involve, driving your SRV all over the bones of Salvation. So run them over back and forth as many times as you can, and a certain time period, and that person wins.
We found the bones of Salvation?
That's what she said.
Yeah. Bad.
Yeah, there was also some dev news.
Oh, the what?
There was some dev news.
Well, hang on. I got one more from the community side.
Go to the community side, yeah.
All right. So let's see. Barefoot in Mars. That's Ghost Giraffe. Apparently, they've been shit talking Tokuso and Spatula on their ground game, and they've both created some musical response to it. I posted the link in our media links on our Discord. It's a pretty funny listen. But they're taking it to the next step. This Saturday, 1800 UTC, Ghost Giraffe, his YouTube will be up. They're actually having a ground war between themselves, and they're saying they're kind of doing it like in a WWE type format. So it might be a fun watch if anybody's interested.
Okay, I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I see these videos. I hadn't watched those yet, so I'll try to get up to speed on that too. God, having a job where I'm actually busy all day is interfering with my keeping up with Discord. One more community news before we go to dev news. There is a group of casual CQCers who are going to attempt they should call it Oops All Bronze, but they're actually going to go for gold in CQC in this season. The new season just started, and they apparently Musketeers Squadron has won the CQC gold trophy like 30 times or something like that, and this group feels that they can steal the trophy and get gold this time around. It's Musketeers Squadron is We Rock, You Roll, I think is the name of it. And they always win the gold in CQC. So this other group, don't know the name of their squadron off the top of my head. I wish I had that. Hold on, let me see if I can find what their squadron name is. No, I'm not going to be able to find it because I'm an idiot. But
Ashling's Angels?
No, it's not. It's not them. No, this is this Ashling. We have fun with every Friday. Yeah. They do some CQC, but I know that they listen to the show. Nevin and oh god, I'm bad at names. The other guy.
You remember the names of both of our fans?
Yeah, Predicious. Yeah. Those guys just know that there's going to be a fair number of people playing CQC. They're going to be trying to earn the gold trophy, so they're going to be playing as much as humanly possible and trying to play on, all different hours of the day to try to play at times when Musketeer can't just rack up points, or other people from that squadron can rack up points against them. So there should be some CQC action over the next, couple months here. So if you're looking to get into CQC, just try, queuing up and see if you can get in a match. And if it's, unfortunately, if you've got Musketeer issues and stuff, just log off, because that's going to hurt them, because they need they need him to not be scoring a lot of points. But if you're in there and it's not him, just play. Let's help somebody win a trophy other than the same person who does it every stinking time. So once again, I'm always trying to, pimp CQC a little bit, but there should be matches. If you're in deathmatch and no match is starting, queue into team deathmatch because they could be playing there. There could be enough people on that there's some team matches going, and usually you don't get a full 8, so you end up hopping in on a random team, and especially if you don't have a lot of experience, playing in a team setting's a lot less stressful than in a 8-man free-for-all. So but be logging on, just try it a bunch of times. You should be able to find some matches. So I was not asked to pitch that. I'm in their Discord and they mentioned that that's their goal, and I figured I'd announce it here and see if I can get some more bodies in there for them. They are actually looking. Actually, DM me if you want to really get involved, because they are adding members to their squad for this run. So if you want to join a squad, you're not in a squad now, or if you just want to leave the squad you're in, join another squad for a couple months just so they can try to get this trophy. I fully encourage that, and I like the fact that they're going to try. We said, hey, maybe we can get a bronze medal in AX combat, and we went and stole a gold. So you just never know. So just thought I'd throw that out there. Now, Dev News.
One CQC match could be all the difference.
Amen.
Just like one Cyclops was all the difference for us.
It was amazing.
And all I could do is drop memes because I was still on console at that point.
Oh,
yeah, y'all won that. Y'all won that at the end of October, and I got my PC at the beginning of December.
Loser.
Well,
I was in Calarum.
You were in Calarum.
All right.
Yeah.
Dev News.
So there was a paint job sale. Yeah,
that's the dev news, really.
That's really the dev news. So this is glorious. I mean, this is another thing I'm putting out there specifically for Trax, because I know he cares. So basically, what they've done is they've reintroduced some paint jobs that went the way of the dinosaur when they raised the prices in the ARC shop. So a whole bunch of skins disappeared, and some of these skins are back, and they are 30% off a marked up price.
So only twice the cost then. Gotcha.
So they're more expensive than they were, but they're less expensive than they could be. So Mrs. Blooming Wind would be thrilled about telling me how many arcs she saved if she bought one of these skins.
that checks out.
And have you looked at them?
Yeah, they're garbage.
Yeah, they are ugly.
And they reach in the trash heap, grabbed a bunch of them, put a price up for them, and then slashed that just random price they made up 30%.
I mean, it's brilliant.
How do you?
I mean, I just finished watching Scarface before starting this podcast, but I'll tell you, the Type 6 Tony Montana, he would be driving a Type 6 overdrive pink-skinned T6. I mean, it's Miami Vice written all over it.
Yeah, they do some moves, but I don't know. Never underestimate the discretional income of middle-aged men. I mean, they're on sale. Honey, they're on sale. Can I buy them? Wife's like, if they're on sale, yes. Sweet. So,
yeah. I mean, unfortunately, none of these are things that I'm really excited about. I mean, I don't have a Diamondback Explorer. And they have some paint jobs for that, but like my Anaconda's already painted. My T6 is already painted. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the free Chieftain ones that I got, I mean, I love those things more than anything that you could buy. I mean, I got that sweet Guardian paint job, and then there was like this other electronic looking paint job for some other CG that we just had. So
yeah, CG paint jobs are usually pretty sweet. They usually do a nice job on those, and they should sneak those in on a sale like this.
Yeah.
I know. Oh, I earned mine. So what? They can earn some arcs by selling them to people later. I'm fine with, or they can earn some cash by selling arcs to somebody later. I have no problem with that at all. Anything to support this game financially.
Yeah, no, I agree with that 110%.
And give hope to people who missed out on a CG and really wanted something from it, then they can buy it later. I'm fine with that too.
There you go.
It is a giant galaxy. You'd think some back shop, I don't know, black market car ship painting people would copy paint jobs, right? And sell them that way. I don't know how a paint job can ever be exclusive, to tell you the truth. If there's paint in the galaxy, anybody can just paint the ship eventually. So that's just me.
Yeah. Now there are a few CG shinies that have never come to market yet. And I mean, I think that would be really great also if at some point there could be a CG to introduce a couple of these. Because I'll tell you, I mean, I have a long range, high speed warrant scanner that I use all the time to rack up extra credits. I mean, because I'm just sitting there like 6 kilometers away, just going boop, 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 tagging all the ships. And then if it's like evil, I mean, I'm coming away with like, a whole bunch of bounties and actually raising influence with factions I've never even heard of. So,
and yeah, that's one thing that'd be an interesting discussion topic someday, is how people feel about things that you earn in game one way that become available later in another way. Now, cosmetics are one thing. That the scanner that you're mentioning, having another CG later where it comes in, or it becomes an unlock, 3 months, 6 months, a year later. I think that is totally the way they should go. Make that shit available later, because no reason to keep stuff like that exclusive forever. Once again, it's a giant galaxy. Somebody will figure out how to reverse engineer those things and sell them somewhere, right? That's how you can.
They should.
Yeah. I mean, and they've done that. I mean, that's the whole thing. They've done that. I mean, the V1 planetary scanner, the DSS, and then the and then the was the other one that they have that I mean, the cargo racks, the size 1s and size 4s they did, and then they did
anti-corrosives.
Yeah. And then the V1 5A frameshift drive, they did that, and then they did a separate CG for an unlock for that. So they've certainly had, some ones that are like, real game changers.
Yep. The precedent is there. So
yeah.
Release the hounds.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the excitement would be for the double engineered kill warrant scanner, but I mean, like I said, I love mine. And so
put it out there. Exactly. I want one. I don't think I have one. I might. I don't know.
A lot of people were turned off because that was one where it was you had to drop off data.
Oh yeah. Engineering.
It was like Hudson and what's her face? Hudson and Winters were, I want to have high security, I want to have low security, and I'm going to watch everybody. And so he was offering a kill warrant scanner, and she was offering some ECM thing. I mean, does anyone even use an ECM?
Electronic countermeasures. Didn't somebody at one point, weren't those being used to like stop the glaive missiles or something?
I used it for that. That's about the only thing I've ever used it for.
I mean, because I can tell you in the 1984 Elite, I mean, that ECM was a game changer. Yeah. Because like once they started launching missiles at you, you were toast in that game. But once you got an ECM, it's like, nope, nice try. So
yeah, I mean, which missiles does that even affect? I mean, pack hounds, and I mean,
and your limpets.
And your limpets. I mean, dumb fires and stuff. It doesn't affect. So I know nothing about missiles. Don't mind me, other than pack hounds, because I love my Type 10 that is all pack hounds. That's my favorite chip.
Yeah, the other thing is that reminded me of the point defense. So there are focused point defense modules. Focused engineering, and I have 2 of them from CGs, and they're both sitting on top of my ASP, because my ASP is the ship that I use when I go to the Guardian sites.
Okay.
And so it basically doubles your range. And so I just park that thing, right next to it, and I could be really far away and it's still taking out Guardians.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
they're missiles. Yeah,
they're missiles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like ridiculous. It was like you can't hurt me at all. So
yeah, and that was one of those tips that everybody gives new players. First time going to Guardian, put some point defense on top of your ship and park close enough that you're that it can take out those missiles. And I had already learned to just park under an awning or something. There's different structures and you can park under stuff, and I just always learned just to park under stuff when I was fighting Sentinels, and their missiles are an absolute non-factor at that point. So I never really got into using the point defense at Guardian sites. So, but that's me. I'm dumb. But I don't know. I'm super ass tired. Is there anything else you guys got, or can we call this a show?
I think it's a show.
It's a show.
It's a thing. That's for sure. All right. How do I? All right. Everybody say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
All right. Good night. We're gonna end this right now.